Is Hatoful Boyfriend weird? Yes. How weird is it? Very. Is this a surprise? Fuck no. There's no way around it. It's made so the weird stuffing it to the brim is there on purpose. How much you enjoy it will inevitably be dependent on your tolerance to that same weird. Hatoful Boyfriend is already part of the very niche visual novel market, making it a bird dating simulator where a human attends bird high school could never really be taken all that seriously without taking some major pains to get it to that serious point by all parties involved, developer, player, whatever. But with a decent number of story routes in this actually to explore, and actually very few of them developing beyond taking a cliche and inserting it into a bird-shaped mold, you better hope the novelty of the humorous premise and the often comedic scenes can keep a hold on you for quite a few hours if you want more than just a quick laugh out of this game. Honestly, the presentation doesn't help either. Predictably from this sort of outing, it's quite simple. I mean, everything is simple. From the art to the UI to the music, little really stands out, and it all feels wrapped in a very cheap package. What doesn't help matters even further is that the user experience is also quite simplistic. If you've ever played a game in the visual novel genre, then you'd be aware that there's some basic convenience features that make traversing multiple story routes less of a pain. Visual novels are often defined by their simplistic interactions being choices to alter story direction, so simple stuff like autosaves, fast forwarding through completed parts, tracking clear data, and much more are pretty common features. If you play a visual novel that has a very strong professional presentation and just general development, you'll often find that it gives a large multitude of options to tune the experience to your liking. Now, Hatoful Boyfriend has a few of those. It does let you save, and you do have a fast forward, though sort of slow fast forward option, and that's really it, though. It's so bare bones in comparison to the standards set by the industry that it only really re-emphasizes the fact that it seems incredibly cheap. At the very least, this is completely true for the PlayStation Vita version. I can't speak for the other version's features, but the Vita version also sports one of the laziest, worst ports I've ever had the misfortune of choosing. It's clearly not the Vita's fault, but whatever you do, don't get the Vita version. Despite being one of the most simplistic and probably least intensive games that have ever reached the system, it somehow managed to lag significantly a lot of the time. There are also a multitude of audio and crashing glitches that shock me could even make it through any sort of quality assurance. You know, assuming they even had one. Okay, have I ragged on this game enough yet? If you're looking for something with a professional feel to it, then this doesn't really come near, even within the more lower budget visual novel genre. If you want something quirky, this might fit your bill. And if you want something that also gives you a bit of a big payoff at the end, hey, it also might meet your expectations. Really, the only value here is the story aspect. You can pursue multiple birds for romantic adventures, and each one often strikes a theme of comedy and story cliches to play off of. Most are well done, and the humor befits the premise. Then again, this appeal only lasts so long. The easily best part of the game is what comes at the end. This is the Hurtful Boyfriend, or BBL, story arc. By completing a designated set of the story routes, you can unlock this and basically go into a complete reversal of tone that brings together the characters, the setting, and everything else into a serious plot that actually really sort of works. Yeah, gotta give major props for pulling that one off. Then again, it does go through quite a bit of pains to reach that point. And honestly, outside of the several-hour excellent story arc and the novelty humor the premise can provide, there really isn't much more going for this title. I've never actually done this for a game I've reviewed, but I really can't recommend Hatoful Boyfriend, and I'm not really sure it comes all that close to getting there either. It has its appeal, namely the silly premise making for a decent first time through, and the much more endearing Hurtful Boyfriend arc. The problem is that any game can only draw out a joke for so long, and it's hard to imagine anyone finding it entertaining to complete all the story routes available. I mean, I sure didn't, and I can't imagine just completing the required ones for the Hurtful Boyfriend arc, feeling like it would be worth it in the end. If you've got a couple bucks to burn when the game goes on sale, then it's not the worst use of your time to try out one story arc. The real value is definitely in the Hurtful Boyfriend arc, though. It's good, but its biggest accomplishment is taking the premise and finding a way to bring everything, and I mean everything, together into a satisfying, serious conclusion. The value spurs from the payoff instead of everything else. It is good, but it's not so good that it feels like it's worth the slog of the rest of the routes just so you can turn it into that. There's just sort of a point where a game has something special cluttered beneath a lot of dust. That is quite a joy itself. That doesn't mean the special thing is worth the effort, though. Honestly, I can't say Hatoful Boyfriend is one of those things that is worth the effort. If you really want to experience it, I don't know, maybe a Let's Play or reading about it online would be much less of a hassle. You can even do double speed on Let's Plays. I really don't recommend going out of your way to try it unless you really have an itch to put in the extra effort for the gem at the end of it all. And if you want to try out something similar, I don't know, you want weird stuff, I've been suggesting stuff like Honey Pop in the comments sections before, and for what I've seen, it seems to fit the mold. You want just a good VN with a good story that makes you feel feels? You know, sort of like how the Hurtful Boyfriend arc aspires to. Well, there's a ton of VNs out there that achieve it without the super wacky balls-to-the-walls premise, and much more finesse. See series like Steins Gate, Muvalov, Grisaya, Danganronpa, etc., etc., etc. And really, yeah, that's all I got. See you all next time, when I do something a bit more serious. Drive safely, everyone.